Hi everyone, this is Priyanka working as Assistant Professor in SNS College of Technology in the Department of Information Technology. Today in my lecture series, we are just going to see the subject IoT, in which the first unit is Introduction to IoT and its application. We are just going to see in detail about the logical design of an IoT. First of all, logical design of IoT system, it mainly refers to an abstract representation of an entities and process without going into a low-level specification and implementation. It mainly consists of IoT functional block, IoT communication model, IoT communication APIs. Next is First, let us see in detail about the IoT functional blocks. Here, the IoT system, it mainly comprises of a number of functional blocks that provides the system the capabilities for identification, sensing, actuation, communication, and management. It mainly consists of application, management, services, communication, device, security. All these comes under the IoT functional blocks. Each one comprises of its own characteristics, whereas device it is used for providing sensing, activity and monitoring the control function. Next, coming to the communication mainly includes communication blocks, handles the communication system. Next, coming to the services, here services and IoT system, it mainly uses various types of IoT services such as servers for device monitoring, device control services. Next comes the management. In management, it mainly consists of functional blocks. It is provided various functions to govern the IoT system. Next is the security. Security function blocks. It mainly used to provide the security of IoT systems and by providing functions such as applications, authentications, message and content integration. Next comes the application. Yeah, application, it mainly consists of IoT applications and interfaces that can be used to control, monitor various aspects of IoT systems. Next, coming to the IoT communication model. IoT communication model, it mainly consists of four things, that is request response, publish subscribe, push pull, and exclusive pull. Let's see everything in detail. First is your request response. Request response in its client. First, it sends a request to the server. Here, request is sent. In the part of the server, it's mainly used to receive the request from the client and then it processes the request. It looks up and fetches the resources that prepared for the resources and responses and then it sends the response to the client. Here the resources is being accepted and finally the response is sent to the client. Next comes the publish subscribe. In the case of publish subscribe, here publish subscribe, it is a communication model that involves publisher, brokers and consumers. Here in the case of a publisher, they are the source of data, that is publisher, it sends the data to the topics which are managed by the broker. Publishers are not aware of the consumers. Here, whereas the consumers publishes to the topic to the which it is managed by the brokers. When the broker receives the data from a topic from the publisher, it sends the data to all subscribed consumers. Next comes push and pull. In this case, it is a communication mechanism model in which the data produced push the data to the queue and its consumers pull the data from the queue. Here the producer do not need to be aware of the consumer. Next, the queues. Queues, it mainly helps in decoupling the messages between the producers and the consumers. Queues, it also acts as a buffer. Next comes the exclusive pair. In the case of an exclusive pair, it is a bidirectional, fully duplex communication model that uses a persistent communication. between the client and the server. Once the connection is set up, it remains open until the client sends a request to the connection. Next is client server that can be sends message to each other after the connecting setups. Next is IoT communication APIs. In this case, IoT communication APIs, it mainly consists of REST and WebSocket API. First of all, in the case of REST, it is a representational state transfer, and it is a set of architecture that is principles by which you can design web service and web API that focuses on the system request resources and how the resources that states the addresses here. Here it mainly consists of HTTP client, HTTP packet, and HTTP server. Next comes the WebSocket communication. In this WebSocket communication APIs, it allows bidirectional and it is fully duplex communication between clients and the server. Here the WebSocket API, it follows the exclusive path communication model. Unlike the request response, WebSocket API, it mainly allows full duplex communication and do not require new connection to be set up for each messages to be sent. Thank you. Let's see in the next series.